Hey, good morning. It's September 18th, 2025. And part of the problem with not leaving off or taking notes of what I want to share, or um where I left off at, is I don't sometimes I go off and I don't remember where I was at. But you know, at the start of these, I wanted to just be who I am. And this is who I am. And I've never been a good note taker. I've never been um this is just who I am. And I own it, and yeah, it's the best I know how to be. So so if I repeat something, maybe you just need to hear it again. I don't that's what I'm gonna say. But I woke up this morning with so much happiness. Um, in just a couple hours here, I'm going out with my pastor for lunch, and I'm very excited about it. I just really am. And I was just reflecting on just a year ago. I wasn't even in church, and I didn't go to church. Still read my Bible. Still, studied, but I didn't see an importance in it anymore. And I went out with my cousin the other night, who I just found out is watching these too. And uh so yeah, I'm talking about you had a great time. Um it was much needed, but we had some good conversation. We started talking about church, and I am expecting to see you guys there. Uh yeah, like, you need to come, and you know it. But anyways, that's not what this video is for. We had some good conversation though. And so he was asking me some questions, because uh just we some time had gone by since we last talked, and so he was asking me some questions. And one of the things was something I had touched on in one of the earlier videos about the Michigan. Used to I was a Michigan fan, and then I became an Ohio State fan, and I'm back to a Michigan fan. And I was telling him it wasn't about the sports team. It's not about that. What it was about was my reasoning for the Ohio State thing. Sure, in my mind, I justified it, but it was hardening my heart, and because of my reasoning behind why I was doing it. It's why some things are better. Like, there's battles that some people have, and there's battles that others just don't understand it because they don't struggle with it. And uh and so, yeah, I can go down a rabbit hole with that, but the fact of the matter is, because of who I am as a person, because of the struggles I've had in the past, I was using something that is not. It's take it, leave it. Like sports, don't. It doesn't really matter. But I was taking. You can you can make a music group an idol. You can. I mean, there's all sorts of things, and it doesn't mean that that music group is bad. And I've touched on this, but it's if you can make anything good bad. And so, and I'm articulating myself correctly, but it was the reasoning behind, and I was only hardening my heart, which was preventing me from doing God's work, being a vessel God can use, because I was just hardening myself. Uh, so the shattering that happened to me that night of my dad passing is something I reckon I had enough. I had enough brain working that recognized that, hey, here's a time for a fresh start. Now, I didn't necessarily look at it like that because I thought I was doing pretty good. But and I even stated that I just wanted to get back who I I just wanted to get back to who I was because I felt like that person was on an upward trajectory. I was wrong. I wasn't wrong. I was I was on an upward trajectory. I was growing, but I had reached my limit. Yeah, I like that. I reached my limit, and I wasn't gonna grow anymore because there was things that were in my heart that just grown callous to, and I didn't know. So that's where that whole sport thing comes from. Just to clarify for others that might not. I don't always have the best way. I don't always explain myself in the best way. I try. I really do try. Um, Sometimes I'm taken out of context, and maybe it's because of poor communication. I don't know. Maybe it's because the other person's not listening. I don't. No, I'm kidding. It could be many reasons, and maybe I'm boring. That's probably what it is. So I mean, whatever. So says you, but so I recognized, and I'm not gonna go back through all this. You can go through the videos. The other thing though, is it's a lot of thoughts came to my mind this morning. Just like I said, I'm so excited. I'm so excited about lunch today, and I've been pushing therapy the whole time. Um, and one of the things I wanna stress on is that um, I wanted to make sure that whoever I was talking to, I could talk about my life, and my faith is a big part of my life. And so through it, and I think I touched on this too, but I'm not positive. Either way, maybe you need to hear it again. So that's what I'm going to go to. Um, so because I had that freedom to be able to talk about me, my who I am, because it's really what therapy is there for, is to try and help you to get through things that you might not otherwise be able to have the capacity, brain, mental, whatever you might not be able to get through. And so because I had made sure I had that liberty to be able to talk about whatever, I was talking about stuff that church, some of my frustrations, but I didn't even realize I was doing it. And so it had something had come up, and I realized that and again, I think I talked about this, but my therapist said she had wanted to close up some chapters, some loopholes or whatever. And and it dawned on me that I was so frustrated with my church. And I love all of them. I have stressed it, and I will continue to stress it, and I will always stress it that I love them, and I just don't agree with the way they're doing things. And that's fine. I don't have to be a part of it. And they can keep doing what they're doing, and if it's working for them, well, it just doesn't work for me. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But my idea of church and the way I grew up, um, I have a I I believe church to be a certain way. And that's just me. Old school, you call it whatever it is you want. I don't really care. I like the way I grew up. Yeah. And and I know it's I had got to an idea this belief that all churches were trying to be a mega church, and that it's just, and I'm not saying all this directly applied to my church, my old church, but I'm just saying that there's a lot of things that my brother and I tried to address, and we tried to talk down on, and just give our opinion, and uh, so ultimately but what I want to say is that my church now is I, there are no groups, there are no cliques, there are no whatever elite group members. There's none of that. Yes, there's people that help out. Yes, but we, it's it's just all people just coming together and all of us talk. There's no special meeting. Like there's just not. It's what I believe church should be, and so I'm just so excited. I'm so excited about going out to church today. Going to church, going out with my pastor, just having just conversation, and just really really excited. But you know, wow. I thought that said 18 minutes. I was like, well, how long have I been talking? Well, 18 minutes is, but it's been 11. So, you know, sorry if you saw a cut there. I don't know how that works. I had to pause it to gather my thoughts, and because like I said, I don't write anything down. I don't, but sometimes I do recognize when I've kind of gone off, and what I'm saying though is I wanted so bad to get back to who I was. Um, and my mom said, you might not ever be that person again. And she was right. Yes, mom, I know you're always right. Um, and but I love you. I'm so thankful for you. But what I'm saying is, um, what I'm saying is don't be you've either come across these videos because you know me or uh because you were led to them. I really don't know. I don't know how some people are finding these videos. I have no idea. I don't do anything other than just post them. And literally nothing else. And I shared one video on my Facebook because my mom kept telling me I needed to share them. And so other than that, I have no idea how people are finding these. No idea. And so what I want to say to you, if you find yourself relating to anything I've said at all, is don't be afraid to think that maybe, just maybe, your ideas, your beliefs, your whatever, maybe there's some flaws in there. Maybe there's some skewed ideas. And I'm not saying that makes you a bad person. I'm just saying that pre my dad passing, I thought I was doing good. I thought, yeah. And I was. But we are never going to reach our full potential. Just grab that right now. Just that is never going to happen. You will. That's why I used to train jiu-jitsu. I had to stop because of health reasons. But a black belt will tell you that it's just beginning. And because there is always something to learn. There is always something to gain. And it's why I liked it so much, because it had forced me to check myself, because I'm a tough guy. You're not. Once you get on the mat, you will realize you are not as good as you think you are. And so it was really humbling for me, because uh, I do think very highly of myself, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But now there can be a problem with it if you are just nauseating to other people and just holier than thou type mindset. There is a problem with that. But I do everything in joking fashion. But I do have a high self-esteem. But again, I don't think there's anything wrong with that type. And but what I'm saying is, don't be afraid to try something and then it not work. I had a puppy. I really thought that was going to work. My family thought it was going to be good for me. It was not. I love the guy, the little guy. he's a great dog, but I found that I like the life that I've got, and it didn't work out. It was causing me more. It was causing me more issues having him than had I not. So he's with a great family. We still get to keep up with him, but I've already shampooed my carpet. I've already done all this stuff, my furniture, everything, because I like things the way they were. I like it. That's who I am. It doesn't make me a bad person. I'm just, as much as I tried to be a dog person, I'm just not. I'm just not. And but I can appreciate other people with animals. I've pet other dogs now. Like, like it opened up something in me, and it's cool. I like it, but it didn't work out to keep him. And my old church, it didn't work out. I kept trying to make myself. I was trying to make myself a dog person. It wasn't working. My wife says, "Does it feel like we're living someone else's life?" And I was like, "It." When she said it like that, I was like, you're absolutely right. I feel like I'm trying to make myself something that this is not going to happen. I was trying to make my old church something that it was just simply not going to be. It was not. That is not their idea. It's not like that is not their goal. Fine. It might be other people's goal. Cool. It's not mine. But it's also not my family's goal. The church we're at now, oh my goodness. I had a friend. I have some close friends that know. There's a lot of people know about my struggles last year, but there's some that really know more. And she Keith, I love hearing your voice when you talk about your church. I love my church. I love it. And yeah, I wasn't expect. You know what? I'm just gonna do a new video because I can. I got some time, and so this will be video 17, and I'm gonna go right into the next one because we'll see where that goes.